Growing a web design agency is not as easy as many people think. In fact, it can often be one of the most difficult things you can do, and it can be fraught with danger. In this video, I'm going to share 5 unexpected downsides to agency growth. Hi, thanks for joining. If you're new to this channel, I'm Rich Dean, a web designer and developer, former web agency owner, and author of the book series Start, Grow and Sell Your Web Design Agency. My goal is to help anyone looking to start, grow and sell an agency to save time, earn more money, avoid the common mistakes and pitfalls, and build a thriving and valuable business. Okay, so on to the main topic, starting with number 1, the paradox of more clients. When you're just starting out and winning your first few clients, the idea of growing your agency can seem fairly simple. You just need to keep winning more clients and everything will be okay, right? Well, unfortunately, it's not quite that simple. Every client you win needs managing. Either you'll need to do this yourself as a business owner, or you'll need to employ someone to do this for you. One of the biggest mistakes I've seen agency owners make, and I was guilty of this myself when I first started, is to neglect or underestimate just how much work goes into client servicing. Yes, you can implement automated systems to do some of this, but clients also want a personal service. They'll soon get frustrated and leave if they feel like they can't speak to someone. But I also noticed an exponential increase in client communications as we worked with more clients. We may have only ever been working on a certain number of projects at any given time, but because the number of clients we worked with overall kept growing, this meant the more clients we had, the more communication they all needed. If you try and grow too quickly, it can really affect your ability to deliver good quality work and onboard each client properly. Plus, winning lots of low-value clients can often be more trouble than it's actually worth. Number 2, the challenge of recruiting good team members. You only have so many hours in the day, so as your agency grows, it's inevitable that you'll probably need to employ people unless you want to turn work away. But employing people can also be fraught with risk, especially finding people that are good enough. Just the process of recruiting people can be difficult enough, and if you can't find them quickly, then all those new projects you've been winning will be put on hold as you struggle to find people to do the work. Then there's the challenge of actually managing them. The bigger your team grows, the more people you'll need to communicate with. That might not sound like a challenge at first, but when you consider you'll need to schedule their work, review their work, give them feedback, hold regular catch-ups and reviews, discuss any issues they may have, and plenty of other things, it can all add up to a lot more of your time, and it probably won't be long until you're having to recruit people just to manage those other employees. Employees aren't cheap either. You'll need to pay competitive salaries if you want to attract the best people, and that will almost certainly eat into your profits. Okay, before we go any further though, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We're a fairly new channel, so it really help us if we can get those all-important likes and subscribes up. It won't cost you a thing, and it won't take you a second. Okay, back to the main topic. Number 3, the communication strain. As we've just discussed in the last 2 points, the combination of more and more clients and employees can result in an exponential increase in communications. You'll almost certainly need to implement some kind of project management processes or software, but even these can start to buckle under too much strain. If the whole process isn't managed properly, then the client experience won't be as good as it could be. Clients can become disillusioned and they may even leave. All the while, the stress and strain on you as a business owner will probably increase. You'll probably find you're working longer hours and constantly fighting fires, and you probably won't be enjoying your business as much as you used to. Number 4, the paradox of shrinking profits. When you just start your agency, and especially if it's just you, then you'll probably find that this is when everything is as organised and efficient as it will ever be. And because your overheads are low and you're on top of everything, this will probably be when your agency is the most profitable, at least in terms of profit as a percentage. But as your agency grows and you take on more and more people, it's not uncommon for that profitability to start shrinking, again, at least as a percentage, if not an actual financial amount. This is mainly because the more employees you have and the more clients you work with, the more your overheads will increase, the more complex things will be, and the more inefficiencies and gaps will start to appear. In fact, it's kind of a given that as most businesses grow, their profits as a percentage start to shrink. Sometimes that's just the acceptable consequence of growing a business, and it doesn't always matter if you're earning more money overall. But if you grow from, say, a 250,000 turnover business that earns 50k in profit to a 1 million turnover business that still only earns 50k in profit, then you might need to ask yourself if there's any point in being so much bigger. Your revenues may have increased, but is that worth all the extra stress if your profits haven't increased too? Number 5, the strain on your time. It's almost become an accepted fact that business owners work harder than employees. But I bet when you started your web design agency, you probably didn't do it because you wanted to work more hours and be constantly stressed out. Chances are you started your business because you wanted a better quality of life, to be your own boss, and maybe to earn a bit more money too. But uncontrolled, chaotic growth can often be the complete enemy of this. If your business grows too quickly, if you take on too many clients and grow your team in a way that's hard to manage, it will almost certainly result in more of your time and effort being required to run your business. You'll probably find yourself working long hours, being stressed out, fighting fires, and doing everything you can just to keep the business going. You may even start to wonder if it's all worth it. So you have a choice to grow or not to grow. Apologies if this video has been perhaps just a little bit depressing. The last thing I wanted to do is to put you off starting a web design agency in the first place or growing it later on. I've probably put a bit more of a negative spin on some of the things we've discussed, but the point I'm trying to make is that you have a choice. Growth is good. I grew my web design agency and it was one of the best things I ever did. But I also made plenty of the mistakes I've discussed in this video, and there were times, particularly early on, when it was really difficult and I did wonder why I was doing it. In the end, I learned a valuable lesson, that ultimately your business should be shaped around what you want from it. There's nothing wrong with growing a business, but there can also be a lot of pressure to do so. Sometimes we think we need to grow just to keep up with other people, or because it's how we think we'll be judged. But the biggest lesson I learned was to slow down and focus on quality over quantity. Now, I didn't need to bring in lots and lots of new clients or constantly be growing my team. Bigger isn't always better. I learned that it was better to focus on working with fewer quality clients and to really take my time, be selective, and only bring on team members who are really talented and who I thought would be great for my business in the long term. Okay, so hopefully you found this video useful. If you've enjoyed it, then please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you'd like more tips and insights for how to grow your agency, check out my book series, Start, Grow and Sell Your Web Design Agency, which you can buy from Amazon now, and I'll share a link in the description below. And if you'd like to watch even more informative content, then why not check out this video here. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.